helmet planned for tomorrow night?
What do you mean?
Different color or anything like that?
Next question.
One of the themes of the offense has been like everybody eats. How can that be successful and translated, when the season starts?
I mean, I think it comes down to, if you want to compare it to another sport, it's like basketball, making the extra pass, right? Trying to find a way to get your teammate open, which again, you do that, makes them want to get you open more, and especially in the wide receiver room. You get a guy that's blocking on the perimeter for a running back or for another receiver, it's going to make that other receiver feel, appreciative of you going out there and doing something that's your job, but taking pride in it. And I think having that type of energy and atmosphere is going to be infectious for us.
Matt Collins compared it to somebody, nobody cares, or everybody's going to eat because nobody cares who eats. Is that like an accurate description?
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, our only goal is to win football games. If it's by one, if it's by 100. So whatever it's going to take for us to get the job done, we're going to do.
What do you think about the camp that Khalil's had, especially after the strong day he had today?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously having that camaraderie that I do with him, that trust that I do with him, it's paying off right now. Got a lot of faith in him. He's a smart player. He's much faster than you think. He's got a very big catch radius for smaller arms too. He finds ways to go up and get the ball. He's not afraid to go and catch it with the safety right in front of his face. He just does all the little things right. If you again, watch a running back catch the ball to the left. You see Khalil from the other side of the field sprinting his tail off to go and try to spring an extra block or be there for a fumble, and he just does things the right way. It's easy to love playing with him.
Curtis Samuel literally lines up all over the place so far in camp. When you get into the season, what kind of option can he be just to maybe open things up for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just presents the defense with, are we treating him as a running back or wide receiver? Are we putting a linebacker on him, or are we putting a DB on him? If he's in the backfield, if we've got a 4-wide set or really a 5-wide set and he's our running back, how are they playing that? So that's just another thing that forces defensive coordinators to think about and install and game plan for. And whether we use that a lot is yet to be seen, but it just gives us more options.
This Tyrell Shaver's done to earn a bigger role just over the last 7 days?
Again, he does the little things the right way. He's always working. He's catching balls after practice on the jugs. He's studying hard. He's asking right questions to the quarterbacks. And at the end of the day, he's making plays on the football field, which you love to see from your guys. A guy that's been in this system, understands it. Didn't get a lot of opportunity last year. Was on the practice squad. But he's made the most of his opportunities so far during camp, and he's one of those guys that you find yourself rooting for just because of how he approaches the game and how he approaches practice.
Going back to when you talk about the offense kind of in a basketball sense, does that make you maybe a little more of a point guard this year?
Absolutely. Wanting to get different guys the ball in different situations. I think that we've got, we've got other shooting guards, we've got power forwards and big centers that we can lob the ball up to now. So we do have different types of bodies and different types of skill sets that, again, as the quarterback, makes you feel good because, again, just presents that options. And right now I don't think that our defense can pinpoint on a single guy who we're starting with. Every concept, it could be starting with Khalil, it could be starting with Matt, Keon, Dalton, Dawson. Maybe we could be starting with the running back. So I think Joe's been doing a good job of incorporating our guys into the system and utilizing their skill sets. And, again, just trying to be an extension of him out there.
Josh, Zach Davidson, a guy that scored a couple touchdowns today during team drills in the red zone. What are your early thoughts on him, and how has he impressed you? He always brings the energy after touchdowns, dancing and doing all that stuff. So just your thoughts on him.
He's got a lot of juice. I don't know if he's got the greatest dance moves, but he tries really hard, and we love him for it. But, again, does all the right things. He's working extremely hard in the weight room, in walkthroughs and special teams. He's one of the sweatier guys out there because he's just always pedal to the metal, balls to the wall. So, again, just we got a lot of guys, whether it's in that receiver room, that tight end room, or the running back room, that are finding ways to do the little things the right way. And I think they're catching the eye of the coaching staff and our scouts and our GM and the quarterbacks in the room. Because, again, when you got guys that want to work hard and do things the right way, you just feel that much more comfortable with them on the field, knowing that they're going to be in the right spot at the right time.
You mentioned the rapport. You mentioned the rapport with you and Khalil, with Keon obviously trying to fast track that. And then you see a play like you guys made late in practice today. How much do you feel like that's come along, and how much is that important for moments like that?
It's very important. You know, and I think that we're in a good spot with the receivers right now in terms of the trust and the feel that we've got for the guys in that room. Obviously, we had to keep growing on that and finding ways to be better. But a lot of great work that we had in the offseason, OTAs, and then during that little month and a half break that we had off, we met in Nashville, obviously, and it's paying dividends right now. But, again, guys that just are wanting to work hard, and they're going out there and they're practicing that way too.
You saw with Keon, I'm sorry.
You got it.
Go ahead. With Keon, you know, everybody saw the way he started out his Bills career. Has anything surprised you about him since you've been around him?
No, I mean, I think, again, just attention to detail. His football IQ, in my opinion, is off the charts. He understands defenses. He understands leverage when he's running routes. Again, I think, too, just the catch radius that he has, you can just throw one up and he's going to find a way to either go get it or break it up like we saw today. So, again, just a different skill set that him, I think Mac possesses the same thing of just bigger body guys that you feel like you can't miss when you're throwing to them. So just given you see Mac again after working after practice, just he's calling for more air on these fades, and I'm trying to put more air on these fades, and we'll get to that spot where it becomes second nature. But it's hard to trust throwing it up that high and knowing that we've got big dudes that can go up and get it now.
Sticking with Keon, you make it such a priority to get to know your receivers off the field too. What have you learned about him outside of football and just spending more time with him here?
He's just not normal, and I mean that in the best way. He does things his way, and he's always him. He's very authentic. You know, I had him over. I had a chef during the OTAs, and you know, she made fish, and he's like, "What the heck is this? I'm not eating this," and he didn't eat it. You know, but he does things his ways. He's super country, which I can relate to as well. So I love the guy. You know, he's making things personal, going out there and blocking hard and doing things the right way, and he's making plays in camp. And again, we're building that chemistry on the field right now, and I think that off the field we've got a very good thing going too, and just a lot of trust in those guys right now.
Where's your comfort level with Connor McGovern right now?
Very, very comfortable. You know, first couple days, it's been hot out here. My hands have been sweating. It slipped through my hands a few times, and just making sure that we're getting those extra reps before and after practice of snapping, and just trying to work through that, and I got to be better with that. So, but very comfortable. He makes all the mic points. He's very communicative when we're out there. He talks a lot. He reminds me of a lot of things too when we're out there, whether it's a pressure look or a certain coverage. So he's doing a fantastic job.
Any concern on the snaps and shotgun though, because there were a couple early on in practices, not today in particular, but early in a couple of the early practices where they were a little low.
No concerns. I think again, he's been playing guard the last year or two, and finally moves back to center. And sometimes whether he's pulling or whether he's blocking back to his left or to his right, just trying to make different little tweaks to your snapping motion, if you will. So sometimes that takes time, and it takes live reps and actually, you know, feeling like you're putting your body on a defensive lineman, and, you know, I got no worries at all.
As a quarterback, how long does it take you to get completely comfortable with basically a new group of receivers? Is that something that you can get just through training camp and some preseason reps, or is that going to be something that you won't know until the regular season starts?
I mean, I think certain groups you may not know, but I think the group that we've got, I think we've done a good job of the people that we've brought in, the guys that we've brought in, the energy, the work effort, or the work ethic and the effort that they bring each and every day. It's been easy to get on the same page with these guys, and we got to keep talking through a lot of different things, but we've got most of our offense in right now, and guys are learning on the fly, and they're making plays out there, so you can't complain.
Besides the wardrobe, what are you most looking forward to with the scrimmage tomorrow?
Obviously the fans back in the stadium, back in Highmark, and letting some of our new guys feel the energy and the excitement that's going to be in the air tomorrow. So hopefully Western New York and Buffalo packs that stadium, and we can show them some love.
What color helmet will you have, Josh?
I'm actually going like no helmet tomorrow.
Tonight is a Hall of Fame game. Not that you'll be watching necessarily, but is it kind of crazy to be here already? Here we are, week one of the preseason already.
Yeah. It's I love football. We'll have it on in the dorm rooms and make sure that we'll we're learning as we're watching too, because there's a lot of things that these young guys can learn from in this first preseason game. You'll see a lot of missed tackles. You'll probably see some ball handling issues. So just things that we can learn from, and Coach McDermott will probably put that up on the board on Friday tomorrow when we meet, of something that happened during the game, and just a lot of things that we can learn from different games.
Josh, I know you got a lot of sort of demands on you when you're here. Fans want your attention and all that. How do you think about that in terms of, do you come out in a certain way each day with a thought in your mind? Because you can always disappoint people because they're reaching for you so much during camp. How do you approach it each day?
Well, I mean, I think, again, at certain points, there will be kids disappointed that, they didn't get an autograph, whether it's from me or from anybody else. And I always try to make sure that I'm waving and fist bumping and just little things that I know that I would have appreciated as a kid being in that situation. So you can't sign to everybody. You can't high five to everybody. I got, to sign some today. I had an interview over here. I got an interview here. I got to go work out, and then I got to eat before our 1:45 meeting. So it's a lot of stuff that goes on, and I think at least I hope everybody can be understanding of that I'm trying to get to everybody, but logistically not possible, or else I'd be out here all day and I'd miss meetings, and I got to be in there for those. So I appreciate all the love and the fans that come out and the kids that come out, because again, I'd be feeling the exact same way if I were in their shoes, and again, I just try to limit that as much as possible.
As a fan of the game, how interested are you in the new kickoff rule and just kind of seeing what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll find out tonight. We as quarterbacks sat in the special teams meeting when it was first being kind of told to our team, and just a lot of different things. And I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I don't know if it's going to be more tackling on the kicker, if it's going to be a different. I fear for different motions for these kickers. They're trying to throw these like low line drives in, and hopefully that doesn't affect the field goals all too much, because if you're kicking one way, and like if I'm throwing one way and trying to switch it up last second and try to make a different throw, sometimes it doesn't work the right way. So it'll be interesting to see how these kickers handle it.
Some talk about some quarterbacks even returning kicks are such good athletes. That's something you're interested in, right, Josh?
Yeah, definitely not. I'll stay on the sideline. I say kick it through the end zone and just fair catch everything and give the offense the ball in the 30.
When we talked to Deion yesterday, he was saying he wants to be all pro for you. Like you first, then for himself, then for the rest of the team. What does that mean for you to hear that from him?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of love. I love Deion. I do a lot of things for that man right there. He's been such a rock for not just this offense, but for me, not just on the field, but off the field as well, being able to talk to him and just talk life. So I appreciate him for who he is, and we want to see All-Pro Snow this year. So, I'm glad he's got these lofty goals for himself, and that's only going to make our team better. So I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you.